welcome everyone. My name is Dee from Yoga Bayside, and this is a short sequence focusing mainly on abdominals and back and obliques. So when you're ready, come lie down on your back. And we're going to lie down with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor. And then just let your arms rest down by your side. Let your shoulders be nice and relaxed. And your heels are just slightly in front of your knees. And when you're ready, on your inhale, you're going to lift your head, float your shoulders, your chest, and your arms so that they're hovering a couple of inches off the floor. And you can do a couple of things here. You can either maintain the natural curve of your lumbar spine, or you can press the lumbar curve into the floor. So if the abdominals are not sort of strong enough to maintain just your natural curve without overarching the lower back, then I'd rather you to push your lower back into the floor instead. And hold it here, just lifting through your chest. Try to relax your neck and your shoulders and focus on one thing. So a space maybe between the knees or the top of the knees. It helps to engage the muscles of the neck more to support your neck, to support your head. And then slowly drop your hands and roll your spine all the way down. Again, inhale, curling up, floating the arms, and now you're going to hover your right foot off the floor, and then hover the left foot off the floor, and hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower one foot, and the second foot, and the arms, and the shoulders, and the head, and just give your head a little break. Just roll your head side to side so you help release your neck. And then bring your head back to the center. Again, inhale, curling up, lifting the arms, the shoulders, the head. Hover one foot and then the second foot and hold it. And the feet are just hovering, so they're not too high. And if it feels like a lot, you can bring your heels a little bit closer to your backside. If it feels okay, keep the heels in front of the knees. 3, 2, 1, lower one foot and the second, and the arms and the shoulders and the head. Extend both of your legs nice and long. And then relax your arms, relax your shoulders. All of your toes are pointing up to the ceiling. And you're going to press your sacrum into the floor. So it's that flat triangular bone that's right at the base of your spine. And you're going to keep kind of pressing the back of the pelvis into the floor, and then just hover your left leg off the floor. So not too high, but I want you to really focus on pressing the sacrum down. So if you relax that, it makes it a lot easier. I want you to really focus on keeping that neutral position in your pelvis by pressing the sacrum down. And then lower your left leg. Keep the sacrum pressing down and hover your right leg off the floor. Upper body is nice and relaxed, and we're not lifting that leg too high. It's just kind of lifting maybe 2-3 inches. And then gently lower. Keep pressing the sacrum into the floor and hover the left leg. So that's going to help to really fire up your abdominals too and make you work a little bit harder through your center. And then lower that left leg. Lift the right. And then lower the right. Keep all of your toes pointing to the ceiling. On your inhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders, lift your chest and your arms. And I don't need to come up too high. Just lifting the tips of the shoulder blades off the floor. And then hover your left leg. Press the back of the sacrum into the floor. And then lower the left. And then lift the right. And hold. Keep pressing the sacrum down. Lower the right, the arms, and then shoulders, head, relax. Take a few breaths into your belly. And then all your toes pointing up to the ceiling again. Arms down by your side. On your inhale, lift your head, look at your toes. And then exhale, start to curl up. Maybe come up halfway this time. So a little bit more, so the back of your rib cage is off the floor. And then hover the left leg. Keep thinking about that sacrum pressing down. And then lower the left. And then hover the right. Lower the right, hover left. Lower the left, last one, hover the right. Lower the right, and then gently roll the spine all the way down. And relax. Take a few breaths. And then bring your legs together and cross your right ankle over your left ankle. And then you're going to squeeze your glutes as much as you can and squeeze your inner thighs towards each other and even press the little toe sides of your feet towards each other so that your glutes and your legs and even your feet are really active. Keep all of that, and then inhale, lift your head. And as you exhale, you're going to curl up and lift your chest and maybe hover the legs. Don't worry if the legs don't want to lift, that's okay to keep them on the floor. And then we're coming down nice and slowly. So with control, you lower the legs and you lower the upper body. We've one more on this side. Inhale, lift the head, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, lift up. So the more that you can squeeze the leg and the glutes, the lighter that your legs will feel. And then slowly begin to lower back down. Uncross your legs and change the crossing now, so the left over the right. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your legs, squeeze your feet. Inhale, lift the head, and then exhale, curling up. Any degree, upper body lifts, maybe the leg lifts. And then slowly, with control, lowering back down. And one more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, curl up the chest, maybe the legs, arms are hovering. And then slowly lower back down. And cross your legs. Take your legs, your feet to the edges of your mat so your legs are wide enough to free up your hips. And then just relaxing the upper body and rolling your head gently side to side. And then bringing your head back to the center, bring your knees into your chest, hold onto the back of the thighs and just rock yourself up to sit. Extend your legs forward. Your feet can be together or hip distance, it really doesn't matter. And then on your inhale, you're going to stretch your arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, start to pull the ribs in and the belly in. So your back will start to round. You drop your chin towards your chest, bring your arms parallel to the floor, and then just roll back as far as you comfortably can, but you have to come back up. So just be mindful about how far you go down. Pause at your end range, and then slowly bring yourself all the way back. So if you can lie down on the floor, I don't want you to lie down on the floor. Good, and then slowly curl in and roll back down. So I don't want you to let your shoulders come to the floor or your head come to the floor. So just the back of the ribs, maybe even the tips of the shoulder blades, and then slowly starting to roll back up. And then you just reach your arms to the sky for like a spine stretch, and then curling in again and rolling back down. So you really want to pull the front body towards the back of your body, rolling down, and then slowly come back up. Now we're going to do 3 more of these, but I want you to slow it down. So that might mean that you don't go quite as far down. So you're doing it almost like you're doing it in slow motion. So really slow. And particularly when we start to come back up, I want you to come up really, really, really slow. And then start to come back up. So it's pretty slow. Whew. And then reaching your arms up to the sky. And then curling in. Pulling in through the front of the body. Really try to let your shoulders be nice and relaxed. And your head and neck be nice and relaxed. Remember, you don't have to go quite as far. And then come up slow, 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 slow. That's it. Reach your arms all the way up. This is your last one. Make it your slowest if you can. And make sure that you're breathing, so you're not holding your breath with the effort. Sometimes we have a tendency to do that, holding the breath when things become a little bit too strong, which is kind of counterintuitive, and then slowly start to come back up. And then once you're all the way up, take your arms up to the sky and then stretch yourself forward. And I want you not to go too far forward. Just kind of press your hands into the floor so your hands act as like a little break here. So it doesn't matter how close to your legs you are. Think about just doing a little bit less. Keep your spine as long as you comfortably can. Your hands just resting on the floor for support. Relax your head. And then when you're ready, gently roll the spine all the way back up. And then we're going to come onto the left side. So you're going to be on your left side with your left forearm on the floor. And your left elbow is directly under your left shoulder. So that's really important to stack your joints here because you'll feel more stable and you'll feel more support once we lift the hips up off the floor. And then you want to look at your heels and make sure that your heels are lining up with either your tailbone or your sitting bone. So your heels are not too far forward here. It's going to make it harder. You want to have them back here lining up with the tailbone or the sitting bone. And then the right hand is resting on your right hip. On your inhale, you're going to press your left forearm into the floor and then you lift your hips up and press them forward a little. And then with control, start to lower back down. That's it. Press into that left forearm to lift up and then slowly lower. And then as you're lifting up, think about cinching that left side of your waist. This time the right arm can come up and over your right ear. And then slowly lower back down, bring your right hand back to your right hip. Now you can stay with that or you can add on. As you inhale, you lift up and extend the right leg as you take the right arm up and over your right ear and hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then with control, coming back to that start position, knees are stacked, hips come down and right hand to the right hip. And 3 more. Inhale to lift. So remember, you don't have to extend the leg, you don't have to extend the arm. Hold it for 3, cinch that left side waist, 2, 1, and then with control, starting to bend that right knee to lower down so the knees are stacked, the feet are stacked, right hand, right hip. 2 more. Inhale to lift. Pause and hold it. And begin to gently, slowly lower. And last one, press to lift. Hold it. And then slow with control. So rather than flopping down, using a lot of muscular effort to support you to come back down. And then we're just going to switch sides. So you're going to come onto your right side. And one side might feel a lot different than the other. So be prepared for that. So right elbow under your right shoulder to stack your joints. And I like to spread the fingers too. So your hand is really pressing firmly into the floor for support. Line up the heels with the sitting bone. Start with the left hand on the left hip. And then we just lift the hips up and press them forward. And then with control, start to lower down. That's it. The exact same thing. Press to lift. Cinch the right side waist as you lift up just as much as you can. And then begin to gently lower down. Now continue with that if you like, or add in the left leg and the left arm. So pressing to lift, extending the left arm and the left leg, and pause and hold at the top. And then with control, starting to lower back down. So almost like you're moving in slow motion a little here too. 3 more, pressing to lift, reaching through the arm and the leg if that feels okay. Otherwise, keep your legs stacked and your left hand on your left hip. With control, start to lower back down. Nice, we've 2 more and you're nearly done. Inhale to lift. Pause at the top, cinch the right side waist. to gently lower. Beautiful. The last one. When you're ready, inhale to lift. Pause at the top. And then slowly lower down. And then press yourself to sit. Good job, everyone. Well done. Have a beautiful day. Bye.